Hey guys, it's Andrew at Axes and Allies here again. Today I have another video for y'all. It's since it's presidential election week, we're going to focus on America and all the Sherman tanks that I got, and just kind of do a review and strategy type game, strategies for your game. And so let's get into it. So right over here, this is just my army entirely, and so we're just here I have a lot of trucks. The trucks, they're okay, but like they're good at getting your infantry obviously around. And I have 3 half tracks, and then I have I have a full truck over here.
We have a transport over here in the desert.
And then also have a Jeep. And I've never actually used the Jeep. It's really weak. It has 1 armor, but it has a speed of 5, and it's fast amongst roads. And so like the nice thing about having this many trucks is that you can surprise your opposing enemy by having all of them, and that way you can get your infantry to the front line. And one of the things I suggest is not putting too important units on the infantry, because one of the things I love to do is snipe a half track from across the board when I'm Germany, and just kill a guy, kill the truck, and then kill guys. Like here's like is a ranger, so if a ranger's on there, it has a defensive 5, so if I feel like it's worth a Sherman or a Tiger tank or Panther shot to kill 2 units like that.
Then we have our flamethrower right here. He's good at getting up close and getting up behind and possibly getting to 3 for 1, and it can take out a unit.
Yeah, so what Tim's saying there is that if he rolls, he's a dice. If he gets 3 6s, he automatically burns up the guy and gets automatic kill. That unit can't make defensive fire. Another unit we got here is a silver engineer. He's good if you can get him up close and into a hex of like a tank. He could definitely do some damage. Here's a 3D print I made. It's a Chaffee. It's a very great light tank. I don't really like the paint on it.
There's some more Chaffies over here.
This one's from the miniatures game. That's another 3D print I painted over there. And yeah, they're really great. They're probably one of the best light tanks. They're really good if you can get them behind or up close to Tigers, Panthers. They can definitely get a hit. Here's a little amphibious tank. It's kind of a funny unit. I've never really used it, to be honest, because it's weak. But if you just want to have a fun game, you can use that. The strength I have with America is I have a bunch of light tanks. I have these light tanks. They're speed of 5, so they can get in behind. They're the same speed as the Chaffee. They don't have near as good a gun, but they can definitely kill infantry. There's a lot of their tanks can kill infantry. Like the regular Shermans are really good. This Sherman that has rockets, it has a speed of 3 instead of 4, but it can definitely, it's an anti-infantry tank, which is a nice balance to have. Going into my tank destroyers, I have these M10s here, and then this is a Hellcat. They're both really weak, but the Hellcat has a speed of 5, the M10s have a speed of 4. They have weak armor, but if they get close, the Hellcat has strike and fade. The M10 has flanking attack, where it rolls 1 extra dice. And then the weakness in my American army is the lack of heavy tanks. I have 1 Pershing. This is my heavy tank. It's good. I think it's a little too expensive. It's $60, and at that price, you can get like 3 or 4 American tanks for that same one. But so one of the things I love doing is just putting a bunch of tank destroyers and light tanks. And if it's close quarters like this jungle map, it's really good. A suggestion where I would never would be like on an open map, like all the Axis and Allies, all their maps on the desert are open. But like if you flip it over, this is what it's going to look like. This is the jungle. You can see there's a lot of trees, and you can easily flank, more likely to flank because everything's going to be so close. That's just another great thing.
And these tank destroyers have been known to take out some Tigers if they get behind them. So if you can use one of these M10s to kill a Tiger tank, it's really worth it on the
Yeah,
and
and
balancing the points.
the M10's really cheap. It's 19. The Hellcat 6 is 24. So it's a. And then this Greyhound's a nice balance. It's anti-infantry and anti-tank nearly. If it has a defensive 2, but it has strike and fade 2 and high gear, so it can go up to the speed of 6 total, and it can even take out snipers because it's experienced recon. Another great unit I have is this Sherman Commander vehicles within 2 hexes of it. They get to roll 1 extra attack dice, and that really can change. That 1 dice could be a hit, or it could be a damage, or it could be a destroyed. So you always want to do that. Another thing I have is I just have a bunch of these little artillery. They're all right. They're not game, but they're so cheap. You can throw a bunch of them out there, and you could put since they're small. You could put them on these half tracks and move them up really close. Lastly, my friend, he bought these Mustangs. They're a pretty good plane. They have rockets, which I'm not a big fan of because they have rockets once per game. And so on the first round, you could use the rockets and just put it into the hornet's nest and kill off a big tank destroyer for Germany. And I just don't think there was that many rockets in World War II, so I don't think it's that good because it's not historically accurate. But yeah, they have a nice bunch. Their infantry is all solid. They're good. I do have an army of greenhorns. Right here, I have 3 untested recruits. They're really cheap. They're one of the worst units in the game, but they're kind of funny. You could put 3 out there, for 1 German, so you can hope that maybe one of them gets a hit. And we have bar gunners, which can lay covering fire. The machine gun team's second. America's probably the 3rd best team tanks wise, but they're kind of almost a troll team the way that the tanks are light and not heavily gunned. And so if they can get up close to you, they can do damage, but in the desert, in the desert maps, the one time we played, I had 188, and it just destroyed every tank before it could even get in range. So big open maps definitely favor the Germans and Russians in this game. The Pershing's the only thing that has extended range. All these guns don't have extended range at all, so that's a big weakness for them. But yeah, that's my strategy is try to get a close board and try to stay in the woods and the cover as much as possible. To every round you can get closer to the end, the more likely you can get hits and win the game. But yeah, and you just gotta hope you get dice rolls in your favor, otherwise you most likely will lose. And the last, here's just a little tip. This is the dice that we've just collected over board games and miniatures and everything. One of the issues we have with that is this Pershing card right here. For example, you have to roll sometimes with 17, 14, or 12 dice. And what you do is, whenever you're in a big game, you won't go through all the white ones and roll 12 dice. You just grab them and throw them. The nice thing about having a simple little thing like this is you can pick out 12 dice, all the same color, and roll them, because they get kind of scattered, and so you roll them, and 1 dice, because they're dice, they just kind of roll everywhere, and it might go over here, and you're looking at 12 dice, so you might forget which one it is, and then that one might be a hit or a miss, and it could be pivotal in the game, knowing what it is. And so this is nice to have dice that's all the same color. But yeah, that's generally what I do with America, is generally go light because I don't have enough heavies to match the Germany. But yeah, let me know what you think, and like and subscribe if you want to. It's a small YouTube channel, it really doesn't matter. I appreciate anybody that comments on the videos as well. It is such a small channel, I'm able to read all of them and everything. And I just do this for fun because there's no Accident Allies Miniatures content on YouTube anymore. So yeah, that's the main reason why I do it, for the few people that do, that we can all get together, talk about this game. You know, I love it. I like collecting it. It's a nice, cool, accurate World War II game. Thank you all. Have a good one.